Hey guys, today I will fill the train with bonds. I will do it with a duo just to make it a bit faster and easier. I couldn't believe how much bonds we were able to gather. Watch till the end to find out. Without further ado, let's start. So same as usual. I sold the gold, bought coal, then went off. My teammate already welded the newspapers, which saves us both a lot of time. We found our first house. It was a doctor's. Unfortunately, it only had bandages, but it's better than nothing. I took this wooden painting here to use as a cover for the windows in our train. It can still block bullets, so why not? A werewolf was chasing us as well, so we trapped it and just striked it from afar. We killed it, and now we arrived at our first town. I asked my teammate if he could gather the zombies up so we can just hit them from below the ramp. Some of the zombies were able to get up and hit me for a ton of damage. That was nerve-wracking. My teammate here is very fast, so it wouldn't be too hard to run away from these zombies. Me, however, is very slow. So I went up the train and healed up a bit. Once I was healed up, I went back down and helped my teammate kill the zombies. We went and looted the bank. We have now looted our first bunch of bonds.
Hello.
Although there were only 4 of them, it was still a first step to many. We then went ahead to the first checkpoint. I sold some of the loot that I got from the town. And since I am a survivalist, I will only be buying the revolver first since it still one-shots enemies. Then as we went outside the checkpoint, we saw a bunch of outlaws dead near the gates. So we took them as well since it is extra money. We found a doctor's clinic, so we decided to stop. And as I walked to the doctor's, a werewolf spawned. But look at my damage. The werewolf barely got near me. Now we have arrived at our second town. We will be speedrunning this since we both have big damage. I found some wheels in this house, and also a metal sheet. I will be using these stuff as cover to our train. And I also prioritized the holy water because for this run, we will be activating the portal. Then I made some adjustments to the train, and we left town. We actually found the Fort Constitution, and since we are very strong in early game already, we decided to just raid it. I'm one-shotting everything with just a revolver. Survivalist class is OP. This zombie just deflected my bullet. He has Ultra Instinct. It turned daytime as we were raiding the fort, but thankfully, it was almost finished. I took all of the stuff in their stashes for extra money. Then I went ahead and put Captain Prescott inside the sack, and we opened their vault. Of course, we had to prioritize the bonds. After completing the raid at the fort, we immediately went back to our train. We arrived at the next checkpoint. Before I sell some stuff, let me just weld the bonds that I got earlier. Then I now sold off Captain Prescott and some of the outlaws we got. I also bought some armor for protection, since I will always be running low on health. Then I bought ammo for my guns, and we set off. And on the 21,000 meters, we have finally seen the Tesla lab. We immediately built Tesla, and to showcase my damage, I went outside and just shot enemies within my vision. I used to fear werewolves running straight at me, but now, they can barely get near. I highly suggest that if you want just a chill and fun run, then get the survivalist class, as it makes everything so much more easier. We finally finished it, so I took the bonds and went straight back to the train. We finally found the next town. For this one, I will just be skipping some parts, since it will be very repetitive later on. What's important is the end result, where we are able to get tons and tons of bonds. We arrived at the next checkpoint. This is how much bonds we are able to collect just from the early game. My teammate also started to activate the portal, and as I was selling stuff, my teammate got kidnapped by the portal LOL. I thought that he was gone for good, so I just rode the train, but when I was almost out, he was able to rejoin. So I waited for him and got him some stuff since all of his stuff got deleted as well. Then we continued on with the train. We have now arrived in another town. And as we arrive, I am shocked to know that I am able to kill werewolves in 3 shots. I randomly found 2 bonds on a gunsmith. It's basically a bank in disguise. Already, the train is holding lots of bonds. I can barely count them. Then we went straight ahead, and by the way, we also got a camera. Then we arrived at the next checkpoint, and I sold off as much loot as I can. I also sold off some outlaws. I'm almost to $1,000, so I sold 1 gold to get 50, and there we go. I got a new achievement. Then with the money I got, I bought more resources, like armor and ammos. Apparently, I wasn't able to see the castle, so my teammate told me there was one close. So of course, for the sake of bonds, we will raid it. Whoop, dodge and weave. I tried doing the thing where you place your horse on the entrance, but it failed miserably. So I just panicked and spammed my gun. Thankfully, that worked. Having a shotgun as a survivalist is such an OP combo. These werewolves are barely getting out. I saw a weird vampire, just staring at us from a window. Creepy. Here we go. More bonds. This is Bonds collecting speedrun. Get some popcorn. I went to the other room, but it seems my teammate already cleared it out. Anyways, we finished raiding the castle and surprisingly, I earned the Werewolf Hunter achievement. I guess it is just easier to get with a duo and survivalist in hand. I will now place all the bonds that I got from the castle. The portal jump scare always gets me. Anyways, it is now time to leave checkpoint. We also arrived at another town. And as usual, I will be skipping lots of stuff from here, because this video might become an hour long. This town wasn't that bad with the bonds, but it wasn't great either. We are now at the next checkpoint. We are already very prepared and very loaded, so there was nothing we could do in this checkpoint except to refill our ammo. Then, as we left the checkpoint, we actually found the town of Sterling. What a nice find. And as you know it, the bonds were obliterated in that town. Of course, we wouldn't want to miss out on the bonds that are in the mine shaft too. I briefly collected all of the jade tablet thingies, then immediately looted everything. Also, it seems that the jade sword got glitched. It's probably under the map, which is sad, but it's fine since I am after the bonds anyways. After looting all the bonds in that cave, it is now time for us to go back to the train. This werewolf was desperate. Those eyes are creepy. Anywho, we are now back to our train. And I immediately set off. One more town. We are almost at the end. Imagine the number of bonds we will have at that moment. In this one bank, however, it seems that the guy that drops the banknote is hiding inside. I tried doing the horse glitch thingy, but I am unable to do it. Might be skill issue, but anyways, we just skipped this bank. We are at the second to last checkpoint. I wonder if we are able to fill this train to the brim with bonds near the end. Let us all wait and see. We are at our second to last town as well. Just keep the bonds coming. This town's bank was whack though. It only had one bond. Actually, this town is just whack in general. It is this big, but it only has one bank. One bank that is one bond only. What a sad, unlucky turn of events. Anyways, I just ignored that and just went straight still. We also found a barn. I don't know if the flying glitch with the horse cart still works though. There is only one way to find out. I don't even know if it works with the cannon, but I will still try. Well then, it seems that I also cannot get this to work. I am just bad at using glitches. I will just ignore that fact. Anyways, here we go. our last checkpoint. And before we finish it all, let me just add some slick design to our train. Note, I am actually very bad at designing stuff, so take it as you will. Not gonna lie though, this train looking kinda expensive with them bonds. It is still incomplete because some parts don't have the bonds yet, but it will be once we finish the game. Alright, time to just rush everything. So for the last town, we will just focus on the bank. There was also a weird glitch, where a house was inside the vault of the bank. This is the first time I've seen this glitch. Anyways, with this much bonds, we should be able to compensate for the missing bonds on the sides of the train. This train is looking more and more expensive. Now here we are, at the final outpost. It is time to see how our train full of bonds will put up with the barrage of the outlaws' guns. It seems that it can hold itself well. I am proud of my creation. And for the finishing touches, I will be collecting the bonds in this outpost and paste it on my train. As much as I want to take all of these bonds, I just can't because it is for the sake of this video. I can just get more bonds anytime through playing more of the game anyways. I also wouldn't want to pay with Robux because I want to have the same experience as anyone playing the game for the first time. However, after this video, I will not shy away from taking all of the bonds for myself. I promise to take all the bonds even if it kills me. Anyways, with that being said, I think the bonds train is finally done. These are only small finishing touches to the bonds train. The unicorn is the icing on the cake of the bonds train. Off topic, but I didn't know that you were able to use the jade mask to the unicorn. I wonder if you could still sell it and get the full price if it was resurrected by the jade mask. I will do that for my next short video. Anyways, here's a little showcase of my bonds train. I haven't even counted all of the bonds, but it sure is more than 10. With the bonds train being finished, I will now lower the bridge and end the game. Since I am feeling very accomplished, I will be camping them outside the gate. The survivalist class is so OP that it can just do that easily, you know? Why did Tesla spawn upside down? Anyways, Tesla is just the easiest thing to kill with the survivalist class, and with a teammate. I do not know how I didn't die from that, but I won't complain. Anyways, Tesla's dead. Let me just drag him to my bonds train. I will be flexing it in front of him. Random, but I tried to drag my teammate's body to the portal, but it didn't work, as what I've said in my short video. Well, I have now finished the game, and the most important achievement of all, I was able to build the bonds train. That would be all from me. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. Also comment your suggestions below. Goodbye for now. See you next time.